Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a break from our serious tone that the Avengers have become, and we're traveling into outer space to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was released in 2014, right in the summertime, and it was a big blockbuster hit. It was directed and written by James Gunn and also written by Nicole Perlman. So we got two writers, one director, but excellent, fantastic job. You have this future of space, but if it was in the 80s with the 60s and 70s all oldies, that's what you get when you combine Guardians of the Galaxy. Plus add in a dash of family baggage. Not a dash. Let's make it a whole pound of, just take the whole bottle and pour all the family issues in. And that's what you get when you get Guardians of the Galaxy. It is completely different from the Avengers. It has a completely different feel from the Avengers, and it stands out on its own. And the humor in it is so excellent, and it's just a fun time. And I like the balance that they have. Instead of where the Avengers are serious fighting heroes, you have these guys that are all outcasts and they have a bunch of family baggage and they just want to kill each other, but they have to work together and help defeat the bad guy, Thanos. This is where we are introduced to Thanos a lot more, and he's going to be a very important character as we continue onwards to Infinity War, but it is nice to get the introduction of him here.
Gamora, surgically modified and trained as a living weapon, the adopted daughter of the mad titan Thanos. Recently, Thanos lent her and her sister Nebula out to Ronan, which leads us to believe that Thanos and Ronan are working together. Subject 89P13 calls itself Rocket, the result of illegal genetic and cybernetic experiments on a lower life form.
What the hell?
They call it Groot, a humanoid plant that's been traveling recently as 89P13's personal houseplant slash muscle. Peter Jason Quill from Terra, raised from youth by a band of mercenaries called the Ravagers, led by Yondu Udonta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
You really have such a huge all-star cast in this one. I know I said this in tons, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has literally all-star cast, especially when it comes to Infinity War. It would take forever to name everyone. But I do want to name here because they are really important. Chris Pratt, this is basically Chris Pratt's breakout role as Star-Lord, but he's also Andy Dwyer from Parks and Recreation, and that's why I wanted to include it in here so I can add this clip.
I got it!
Nice!
Oh yeah. I also got some dude's briefcase.
I believed in you, buddy. But you should put that back.
How'd you get this?
That's not something that props can fix. Sorry.
I'm out!
You're welcome. Zoe Saldana, who was in Avatar, she was the Na'vi, which I don't remember her character name. I don't like Avatar, so I don't really care, but I don't remember her name. She's a fantastic actress. I love her as Gamora. She is Gamora. She's the random Na'vi person I don't remember. I'm gonna get hate for her. I don't care. Dave Bautista, who was also a wrestler before, and he's Drax, and it took me time to get to know him as a character. He kind of falls in the background in this film. Him and Groot fall in the background of this film, but I will continue and say, even though I'll repeat it in the next one, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is where they will shine a lot more and really are really lovable. I said this before, but when we actually review the movie, I'll say it again. Vin Diesel plays Groot, and he has the easiest job ever because all he says is, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Bradley Cooper is Rocket. And I feel like in this scenario, Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel kind of get gypped in the cast because they're just animated creatures. They're not actually in the form, and you have everyone else in their costumes and all the press tours, and I haven't seen many of them for Infinity War, but that just might be I'm not looking hard enough. You also have Glenn Close, who was Cruella de Vil that we talked about. and John C. Reilly, who is Wreck-It Ralph. So this is a separate property, but it is Disney, and I love how we have so many Disney characters, Disney actors under the same roof doing everything else. It is such a close-knit circle, one I wish to be part of someday, but it's really cool to see. And so those are just some of the names. There's honestly, like, you have Lee Pace. He was a pie maker in Pushing Daisies, but I didn't realize for the longest time Lee plays the villain here, and then I went back and I'm like, oh. So my mind was blown from that.
I promised Thanos I would retrieve the orb for him. Only then will he destroy Xandar for me. Nebula, go to Xandar and get me the orb.
It will be my honor.
It will be your doom. If this happens again, you'll be facing our father without his prize.
I'm a daughter of Thanos, just like you.
But I know Xandar.
Ronan has already decreed that I...
Don't speak for me. You will not fail.
This is Ned, an ordinary pie maker with an extraordinary talent.
I bake pies and wake the dead. I live a very sheltered life.
And Michael Rooker, who I think is from Walking Dead. He plays Yondu, who is a very, very important character. He is a villain, anti-hero type in this first film, but things change in the sequel. We'll get to that. I love this series, and I'm really glad that I got to see a second one because it really bonds together and helps it stand on its own as a whole series compared to just one film. Guardians of the Galaxy is a really, really fantastic film, and you get an amazing backstory of all the characters, but I've said this with a lot of the Marvel films, is when you get to the sequels that you get to have more fun with it, and you get the backstory, and it just excels everything else, and everything is just 10,000 times better in the sequels because you have the ground and you can just go up. And they really have the best soundtrack ever. I mean, you can't go wrong with oldies music, and they do it so well. And whoever did the music is just fantastic. Like, they did an excellent job. I clap for them because they put together an excellent, excellent mixtape soundtrack. Awesome Mix Volume 1, it really is Awesome Mix Volume 1. And Awesome Mix Volume 2 is even better. Yeah, I need to be talking about just this one film. The costumes. I know I don't get to talk about the costumes a lot, but I do want to mention because you have so many different alien races, and it is so creative and so imaginative, and you have just everyone of all different colors. They're pink, they're purple, they're green, and it's just beautiful. And they really are able to just play around with the makeup and costumes, and I mean, it gives me so many future cosplay ideas.
Karina, stand back.
I will no longer be your slave!
No!
Even though the one girl is a slave, I really do like her look, and I would love to be able to cosplay as her. My list keeps on getting larger and larger. Tomorrow, we're gonna go back to our serious Avenger films and talk about Age of Ultron. So stay tuned, and as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon.